Childhood, my mom is a single parent. I have two younger brothers, so I'm the oldest, and technically my mom's only girl. I grew up right here in Houston, Texas, by way of Sugar Land, Missouri City area. And I had pretty much a normal childhood for the most part. My mom was a little bit eccentric and didn't really take the traditional route of raising her kids. She raised us to be pretty tough and pretty independent. Around the time I was in 11th grade, my mom suffered a heart attack and it left us kind of completely homeless. So I bumped into pageantry by way of trying to find a way to pay for school. And so I entered my first pageant to pay for the first half of my first semester at school. I think pageantry overall has just really, I would say, refined me some. Growing up, my mom was single, so I didn't really get to, in my mind, I lived this lifestyle of like hierarchy where I wanted to sit down with the white gloves and sip tea and go to the banquets and be a debutante. But in actuality, that wasn't a lifestyle that we were afforded. So pageantry really gave me that break into that world, that society of those elite people, those profound and kind of people that you see on TV when they get out the limos, they have the entourage with them, they change the world. Pageantry really helped me break into it. I would say that the biggest change that I've seen in myself is just my confidence in how I'm able, or I'm not afraid to talk in front of people, or not afraid to be transparent. As a woman, it's made me, it has its good and its bad things. A lot of ways it's made me feel like every time I go out somewhere I have to be or look pageant ready, so I can be a little bit self-critical. But on the flip side, it's made me really confident and really just comfortable in my own skin. Recently I did the Born Ready program in San Antonio, where we basically taught girls and guys how to do vision boards for the future. We worked on how to do interview skills. We talked about how to walk into a room with confidence. And more importantly, I really always just take the time out with more before I was focusing on girls, but I wanted to tie the guys in. And so we talked about the importance of trying no matter what your background may be, no matter how jacked up your circumstances may be. Now, a lot of kids get discouraged because they see their parents and they see the struggles that they go through, and they think that they're automatically connected to that. They're automatically given those same circumstances. So I always try to share that no matter, where your parents are from, what your circumstances are, like your dreams are valid, your goals are valid, as long as you're willing to work for them. So the Born Ready program, we had 85 kids. But before the Born Ready program, I was able to do charm schools across the state of Texas, which I ended up doing 10. And out of those 10, we had over 2,000 girls attend. So charm schools, basically, it fixated on how to sit properly, how to walk like a lady, how to speak like a lady, the difference between black tie, cocktail, semi-formal, professional dress, business casual. Talked about skincare, hair and makeup, and we really fixated on vision boards, because for me, my vision board, the journey to Miss Black Texas, the journey to Miss Black America Co-Ed, my vision board kind of helped me keep track and helped me stay focused on what I wanted to do, so I didn't lose alignment with my goals in pageantry. So that's what I'm doing so far. Here recently, I've been going to speak to a lot of different schools. I went to Lubbock to talk to the girls at Talkerton. Spoke to some kids at Brownsville, New York, and they were really excited and really amped up. So just speaking everywhere, just sharing my story and being as transparent as possible. Currently, I am attempting to write a book, and this has been one of the most daunting tasks I've ever faced in my life, because I would consider myself a scholar. I'm sitting in my bed, I'm like, look, you have a master's degree, you went to undergrad, you can write a book. And then a part of me goes, what the heck are you doing? Like, do you really want to tell all? Do you want to tell all your business, or do you want to just tell some of your business a little bit? Like, how honest are you going to be? How transparent are you going to be? So this book task has been kicking my butt, to say the least. And I'm still doing the Born Ready program, trying to get them out there in different states and get out of Texas. San Antonio was fun, but I really believe in kind of inspiring the youth for them to be able to see what they can be if they just put their mind and put the determination to it to get there. So my book, more Born Ready programs, doing pageant coaching, hopefully starting a YouTube series if Erica will help me with this camera. And that's about it. Oh, and pageantry. I am retiring after this year. I'm going into full-fledged retirement. and I just want to focus on, I guess, myself for a little bit, and focus on training other girls who come from similar backgrounds as myself. My thoughts on trans women competing in beauty pageants is that I don't want to be beat. If you've seen a beautiful trans woman, they are normally well put together. They are astonishingly beautiful. So I just would be in fear of my competition almost to a certain extent. But in all fairness, I think that in the beauty pageant world, there's different genres for everything. Like, we have a Miss Black USA system, we have a Miss Latina system, they have a Miss Plus Size America system. So I think that the trans boys and even like your drag queen boys have their own system to compete in. I think it's made for them because we know that we would never be able to live up to the makeup gods of being able to compete against them. So I'm not against it. Sometimes I feel like people are actually born into the wrong bodies, and so they are women and they are feel as though they're female, so just give them a fair chance. I would say that was me when I first competed in pageantry. When I first went to a pageant dress store, I was very intimidated by the dress store and the gowns that I was trying on. But what I did was I worked 3 jobs and I put the dress on a payment plan. And then B, a lot of my gowns are bought or rented. And so I just always, if I had to have that particular gown that much, I was willing to work for it and willing to sacrifice. Maybe not getting my hair or my nails done as often, or not buying, smoothies every morning, which add up. And the second thing that I did was I reached out to companies that liked helping young women who had a goal or had a vision in mind. And surprisingly, I got a huge response. I reached out to my family and friends. I reached out to Black-owned businesses. And one, I think, defining moments is that Kenya Moore sent me one of her old pageant gowns, and I was able to wear that for a competition, which knocked off maybe like $2,000 off my total cost of competing. So I would just say, if it's something that you really want to do, don't be afraid to exhaust all your measures that won't cause you to lose all your morals. I'm not saying go strip for a dress, but just exhaust yourself. So if it means that you're working 3 jobs and going to school, if it means that you're cutting back, hair and nails, or breakfast snacks in the morning for me, or even borrowing dresses from people, or even taking something that you already have and kind of revamping it. I think so many times we forget what's in our closet and forget what can be revamped. So I've had an old dress and I've added shingles to it for maybe $40, and it's a new competition gown. So I would say, just don't let finances be the reason why you don't compete, or don't let finances or not having a financial backing be the reason why you don't do anything. Because the resources are there. It's just a matter of, are you going to work for them, and are you going to talk to the people that you need to talk to in order to get it done. I don't know if I necessarily want to relay a message, but I do want to leave a legacy. So I want my life to depict somebody that had purpose, someone that is driven, someone that was ambition. I want to be transparent enough to leave this legacy behind that girls can go back and maybe my life is archived in some library, in some collection of women who weren't afraid to dream, who weren't afraid to live, or weren't afraid to be more than what their circumstances were that they were given to. So I think more than anything, I don't want to necessarily leave a message, because that's just one thing. I want to leave this legacy of greatness behind, of creativity, of transparency, of power, of queendom, of modern day queendom. Just really letting girls know, women know, and people know that no matter, you can create this hierarchy that you want to live in. It doesn't necessarily have to be given to you, or you have to be born into it. It's something that you can create if you're willing to do the work, willing to sacrifice for it, willing to exhaust yourself in your craft. So I will leave a legacy behind more than a message.